Welcome to the Sk8LikeYou podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, it's Mark, Sk8LikeYou podcast. I am here with the one and only DJ JAMZ. How's it going, DJ JAMZ?
What's up? It's good,
Hey,
man. It's good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. I've been stoked for this. I've been so psyched. Seriously, man. I like just talking with DJs in general, but like getting you on here, Mayhem on here, like you guys have just a ton of experience in like kind of like, I don't know if elite is the right word, but like that shuffle event thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we like to say that Florida does it different, but it's funny that we say that, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to say that the rest of the country's catching on, but man, there's some really good shuffle skaters that's outside of Florida, and I'm just blessed to be able to be a part of that. It's crazy, but it's an amazing.
So uh now you skated first or DJ'd first or what?
I
Or you're not
skated
really
for
okay.
So I skated first. We were taking my kids to the local skating rink in Kissimmee, Florida, Skate Reflections, and I became really good friends with the owners. And I had applied for a job, as funny as it may seem, as a photographer. And they said, no, we don't want to do that. You can't take people's pictures, yada yada yada. So that kind of just got kind of like washed under the rug or whatever, and just kept going as a regular and became really good friends with the owners, and they knew my passion for music, how I love music and everything, and their DJ happened to you know uh, I don't want to say walk out on them, but they needed a DJ, and she called me up and she said, do you want to start DJing for us? And I said, yeah. It was a virtual DJ with just a computer and mouse and no nothing. And the rest is history. I stayed on it. I learned the craft a little bit. I'm not perfect by any means, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy the just the reality of being up there and being in control of the music and watching the people have such an amazing time. It's crazy.
So for you, like you're at the rink, would you like pretty much always say that you'd rather be in the booth than on the floor? It's all good, man. I mean, that's why you do what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I make the joke every rink I go to, and mostly the ones that my residencies are at, is I always joke and say, "Man, I wish I had my skates. I forgot my skates or whatever." And I
That's all
make that joke,
bullshit
and
though.
it gets to they get to the point where they get tired of hearing that joke. 'Cause they're like, "Jams,
Yeah.
you don't even." But at the same time, it's like I love playing the music. I
Yeah.
love seeing the joy that it brings to people when they come up to you and go, "Man, what was that song you played?" Or "I haven't heard that in a while," or just asking for requests. I just love it.
So so prior to DJing at that rink though, you didn't DJ at all prior to that?
No. I mean, I didn't DJ at all. I learned as I went. I had some people that helped me along the way, different aspects of it and things like that. And just kind of I got on YouTube a little bit, and then just kind of like I found DJs that played the style of music that I liked, and I
Mm-hmm.
stuck with them and watched and just you know learned how they do things. And that's I just kind of like took it upon myself to go, okay, well, if they can do this with this, how can I make that something different, with the controller or with the different effects and things like that.
So um so like when it comes to how long ago was that actually that you took that
Ooh,
first DJ
oh,
class?
you want me to say my age, pretty much.
I mean,
So I started, I would say, roughly 15 years ago.
okay, all right.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, yeah, you've got
I didn't take it seriously for probably the last, I would say, the last 8 years is when I started like really taking it seriously and, really wanting to define the craft that I'm in.
okay. So prior okay, so in the last 8 years, you are you referring, just so people understand, are you referring to like you wanted to be able to blend better, mix better, like you wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
learn the art and craft of
Oh,
DJing?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Was there somebody in particular that kind of helped you with that, or were you just in your bedroom trying to make it happen, or were you fighting to not use a sync button? Like, what was the deal here?
Yeah. So it's funny that you say that because when I was at Skate Reflections, we used to do these birthday parties, and part of the birthday package was they would allow the kids to come up. They would like get to pick three different songs, and they would get to hit the buttons, and they would get to like scratch, and it would like totally mess up the whole entire song because you have this little 5-year-old up there just scratching away on a song that is just, and it was funny because I used to say, "Oh, just you can just hit the sync button." My sync button was like my go-to because I
Yeah,
didn't
man.
know. I didn't
Yeah.
have at that point. I didn't have anybody showing me different. I didn't have anybody showing me like pitch and fade and all that stuff. And it wasn't until probably after I left Reflections, I started doing the adult nights at
Hmm.
Cimarron Skateway in Castleberry. And that's when I was really like, I had bought my own controller. I was really like just focused on the blending. I couldn't scratch. I can't scratch. I try when I can, but I'm more of blending, I'm more of fading and just, doing that kind of style. And, I had a friend of mine, he goes by DJ Shao,
Hmm.
plays a lot of break beats. And I used to go watch him at House of Blues, and he would open for DJ Magic Mike, and I would watch them, and I'm like, man, that is the style that I like. That's the
Mm.
music that I like. That's the style that I like. And so then I just kind of focused more on that and then bringing that genre, that style. Not that it wasn't already, but I played more of it, as I went into the skating rinks, and it was already being played. So I'm not saying nobody else was playing it.
Right.
That was my genre that I liked.
So, and the genre being, so you're okay. So you're watching these DJs and they're doing break beats. What specific genre would you say though is like the bass for you?
Um,
Like your bass like thing that, like, I don't know, your
Free
go to.
like total freestyle. So like your Stevie B, that I didn't really play a lot of funk music.
I wasn't gonna assume that, but I assumed that.
Yeah, no, I mean like freestyle and then just anything that was up tempo. I really like when you, whether people understand it or not, but the BPM, beats per minute, I really like the 128 and above, I mean, that's just that high energy. It's what gets the blood going. Now, can I play the slower stuff? Absolutely. And I've learned that like over when I say like I started focusing on the last 8 years of being taking it seriously, I started learning that, some of that slower tempo music and the 115 and the 112 and, like, uh, it just, I really enjoy it a
Hmm.
lot more now.
Hmm.
And I don't mind playing it. I like playing some of it. And it's funny because when I do play some of that, I'll get people coming up and going, man, I haven't heard that in a while. Or, oh man, that is my favorite song, and it's like, yeah, it makes you appreciate it more.
Mm. So now, and look, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're you're Florida. You know what I mean? I mean, like, it's just like that's like the place, man,
The
for
mecca
all
of
that
bass
stuff.
music.
Yeah, man, you got Miami bass. Like, I mean, Luke. I just think the whole deal is down there, right? Like,
Yeah.
so now was that the kind of music you were into as a kid, like even before DJing and stuff?
Um,
A hip hop
yeah, I mean,
kid,
kind of. I was, so not to go too far back, but I didn't grow up on music at all.
Okay.
My family didn't really listen to music, and I used to make a joke about it and say, it's a curse but a blessing because, you know, and I don't mean to sound this in any bad way, but you parents sometimes when they force their kids to listen, or I don't want to say force, let me rephrase that. When parents listen to a certain genre of music and their kids only listen to that music, they grew up only liking that music. I mean, and it happens. I'm not going to say it's like a statistic or anything like that, but it just happens. And because my parents didn't really listen to music that often, I learned, or I started listening to rap music. I was listening to MC Shy D and MC Light and, that genre of music. But then I was listening to DJ Magic Mike. I was listening to Quiet Riot. I was listening to Prince. I was my genre of music when I was in my late teens was so broad because I listened to everything because my friends all listen to different things because that's just what they listen to.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it was a curse and a blessing, because I didn't have a one particular genre that was, always in my ear. I love EDM music. I go to EDM festivals all the time. I like some country music. There's some country music that I can really get down to. I don't play it that often, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I like all kinds of music.
So it's interesting you say that too, because like, yeah, if it was just left up to like the stuff that my parents were playing, it would have been like just the worst 80s pop ever. You know what I mean? Like that's serious. Like it would have been like, Wham to like Kenny Loggins. Oh, no, I'm a closet Kenny Loggins fan. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But
I can tell.
yeah, I don't know how to take that, but no, no, it's all good. But it was DJing though that forced me to like expand that whole thing. Like my thing was, and people my age, like they kind of all have this same like memory, is like for me, like my brother was like a b-boy in Lowell, Mass. Like he had like
Very
I'm
cool.
talking, yeah, he was like cardboard on Russell Street.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and but he brought home a Herbie Hancock tape
Okay.
and that Rocket, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was hearing, but I was hearing that, and I'm asking him like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's a record, like, and he's trying to explain to me. And I'm like, no, that I couldn't conceive of it. And it was a
Right.
few years later, I saw like a replay of like the Grammys when they performed, and DST is up there with like the giant headphones with like the massive car antenna. Yeah, and he's just baby scratching, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, that's what it is. Like that's what he's doing. And
Yeah.
so like that blew my mind. And then I just like, so I had to get turntables, and because I did what a lot of kids do, and I like every one of my mom's records. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. Oh, they found them like a month later. Oh man, it was so bad.
So
So
trash.
I had no clue what I'm doing. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I was because it wasn't built for that. So like
Yep.
this thing wasn't working. There was no sound coming, right? Because this is this crap like setup or whatever. So I was literally taking the tone arm.
Oh.
And it was making a sound like that I wanted, at least for like a couple minutes before that needle was destroyed.
Yeah.
But before that
That's
stylus
funny.
was done. But
Yeah, yeah.
but what it did though is it like I had to like find records, and in my town there wasn't like a lot of like hip hop records, and there wasn't, so like the stuff that I thought I should be playing kind of thing, the stuff that I liked. So I had to buy all this random crap, like just
Yeah.
random stuff, but it totally shaped my way of thinking about music and enjoying music. I mean, I know you understand what I'm saying, in the sense where like it's you get to appreciate it on a different level, even if it's
Oh,
something that you
absolutely.
never put on yourself. It creates a level of appreciation that I don't know if that makes any sense, but
Yeah, no, absolutely.
so like
Absolutely.
for you, like you're you're DJing Reflections, is that what you said initially,
Yes.
the start, and then how do you, I always mess this up. It's Semaran,
Cimarron.
Cimarron,
Cimarron Skateway.
and then you start DJing there, and that's
Yeah.
how many years after? Is that
I
like
did
your
that
second?
I did that rink for about almost 5 years.
Okay.
I was doing Astro Skate Orlando at the same time, and I was doing United Skates of Tampa
Okay.
also. So I was traveling once a month on a Wednesday. I would travel down to Tampa. Every other Wednesday, I was doing Astro Skate Orlando. Every Sunday, I was doing Cimarron Skateway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? And I got to ask this because I swear when I saw you at USA, you were on decks. Like you weren't. It wasn't. You were on
So
turntables.
I have Rain 12s.
That's what I thought. Okay.
So they mimic
Yep.
vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, and that's your
Yeah.
go-to. That's what you prefer.
That's my mobile. I have CDJ 3000s,
Mm-hmm.
which is like what they use in the festivals, but those don't leave my house. Those are just kind of those are my 2 trips to Hawaii is what we all joke about.
Okay.
So they don't leave the house. Those are just what I would do my live streaming on, or just if we have a get together or party at my house, that's what we play on.
Nice, nice, nice. So, and you get the Rain 12s. What's in the middle there? What's your preferred?
It's a Pioneer S11.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
So,
solid.
yeah, man. So, okay. Well, so then when is like the event thing? Or actually, you want me before I get to that? Is it just rinks? Has it always just been rinks? Like
I've done a couple weddings.
Okay.
I'd rather not. So if anybody's out there, do not.
This isn't an invite for that.
This is not an invite. Don't hit me up. Jams does not do weddings. I have done a few, mostly for people that like friends, family kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I'd rather not. I've done some house parties. I've done some clubs. I did Red Coconut at City Walk in Orlando. I did that for a little while. And then some just random clubs. I've done. Um, there used to be a casino boat that would leave out of Cape Canaveral called the Victory Casino,
Mhm.
which had a nightclub at the top, and that's where a real good friend of mine, DJ Shao, he's the one that DJ'd there, but he also did all the booking for the talent, and so he booked me for a couple shows, and I actually got to open up. I mean, I was like the very, very opener, but it was opening for DJ Magic Mike, which was like that was like my
Yeah, man. Right.
that was awesome. So
That's dope,
yeah,
dude.
but yeah, mostly rinks though. Mostly I like the music that I can play in the rinks.
So I got to ask this though,
Uh-oh.
because it could probably lead to some funny stuff. Why not weddings? Why do you not want to do weddings? I know
There
why I
people.
don't.
So I'll tell you straight up, and this is not to offend anyone, but a lot of
Here we
times
go.
it's can you do it cheap?
Yep.
And they don't realize how much work goes into it. I mean, I'm bringing, as far as my equipment goes, I bring a full DJ booth that's constructed. I bring lights. I bring speakers for the wedding portion. I bring speakers for the reception portion. Big subwoofers. I mean, I bring it to where we're gonna rock out.
Yeah, hell
You
yeah,
know,
man.
and I don't want to mess up your name, and I don't want to mess up your day. If I call the wrong name, because I've had that happen where they messed up on their end. They had the wedding party out of order, and they were coming. I'm
Yeah.
calling their name, and they're not coming. So then the planner comes over, and she's not yelling at me, but she's like kind of like getting on to me about. I said, look, this is what I'm going off of. You made the list.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot more. And then, they want you to, can you do it for just a couple $100?
Oh, I
Can
know,
you do
man.
it? And it's like, you don't count the drive time, the setup time, the tear down time. Because while you all are drinking and having a good time, I'm tearing down and I'm having to drive home.
Yep. Yeah, hell
So
yeah.
I would rather not. Now, a house party, phew,
Yeah,
we can,
yeah.
I'm good.
Man, so and I'll say this for you, dude. So like any of you guys listening out there, right? And you're planning on getting married or whatever. Let
Don't
me
do it.
well, no, yeah, no. That's not what I'm saying. But let me give you some advice, okay? Because here's what people don't get when it comes to like, because I did a bunch of mobile stuff. I did weddings, and yeah, I mean, it's amazing how people will be willing to spend so much on a cake,
Oh,
on
yeah.
a dress, and okay, dress, that's important, whatever. But, all this stuff. And
Yep.
they will do anything. And the last priority and the thing that they're willing to skimp on
Is
the
the
most
entertainment.
is the DJ. And let me tell
Yeah.
you right now, people, nobody leaves a wedding displeased because the cake sucked or the shrimp wasn't that great. People leave a wedding and hate it because they got some $400 DJ, right? Someone that just did not know how to rock a party. Like that's it. That's all. The DJ is literally the most important thing you will ever have. And if your DJ says to you, "Hey, you know what? I think it would be a good idea if I bring along an MC," right? Because that I
Hmm.
used to really like to do that too, because I didn't want to have to be thinking about the music and queuing up this thing that
Oh, yeah.
this song that they need to walk into, and and so especially when I first started doing them, man, I was like, I will not MC. I'm do the music, and I got to hire somebody. But and I'm sure, dude, man. So like how many times? Because I was doing weddings for like solid 5 years, and let me tell you,
Ooh, no.
this was like the heyday of Craigslist DJs, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I'd come in with my quote, right, based on what they want, and they're not asking for like, you know, the light package, okay,
Right.
and they're like, "What? Oh my god, I can't believe." And so, well,
Yeah.
this guy do it for $350, and let me tell you, you know how many times I've had brides call me the morning of a wedding or the day of a wedding crying because that dude didn't show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, all
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
people, you get what you pay for when it comes to a DJ.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's their day. I'm not a I already I'm not a wedding DJ, and I don't want to mess up your day because
Yeah,
you're not going to get that back.
yeah.
And if I mess it up, if I play the wrong song, or if I don't say your name correctly, or if, whatever,
Hmm.
I don't want to mess up your day. I don't want that to be on my hands.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah.
So
The last thing I'll say about this is so funny because you probably experienced this too, but like, then you have your friends, right, that want the deal, right, and they want give me like a discount, and all this kind of stuff. And I literally would have I would this is I'd have like a verbatim thing I would go through, and I'd be like, so let me ask you, because we're so close. Would If I wasn't going to DJ, am I invited? You know? And then there's this pause, right? And it's like, well, if we're not friends enough for you just to invite me to your wedding, don't
yeah,
you dare ask me for a discount. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like, come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
dude.
I will say the weddings that I have done, other than the messing up the wedding wedding party part, but really it wasn't even that bad. Honestly, I had a great time. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want anybody to think like I totally hate it and I've had bad experiences. I've had
Oh,
really good
that's exactly
experiences.
what everyone thinks. We know it.
Oh
We
yeah.
know
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm sure.
No, of
But
course.
but no, I mean I had a great time and they all worked out perfect.
Yeah.
I just
It's
rather not do
pressure.
that. It is. And I don't want to mess up your day. I don't want
Hmm.
to. It's not something I want to do because you're not going to get that day back. I will keep saying that too because I know how important it is to the bride, the groom, and I just don't want to be that person. Plus, I don't mind talking on the microphone. I don't mind talking, but I'm not one of those. Um, helping you do the Cupid shuffle and cha-cha slide and getting out there. Because I've seen some really good wedding DJs, and I'm like, man, he is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not that person.
The cheese ball, you know what I mean? The sparkly vest guy that yeah,
Oh
can
yeah.
get
Oh
the
yeah.
whole room, this the whole like 50-year-old crowd rocking and rolling, you know what I
Oh
mean? Like,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't want to be that guy either.
Nope.
There
Nope.
is a cool thing though. Like I know like Nick Spinelli, a couple DJs around this area,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that are like that do these wedding things, and now we're at a place where it's kind of like we used to talk about how like grandparents are going to be listening to hip hop, and so now like there's this culture though of younger people having these weddings that are like club like
Oh
receptions.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I see him like just rocking, dude. But yeah, it's anyway, and I just got
Yeah.
sick of lugging crap around, to be honest with you.
Oh
So
yeah.
okay, so you're DJing these rinks. Like, so what's the first event? Who comes to you? How does that even get on your radar? How does that happen? What's the first event you
So
do?
the very first, I guess, big event that I did was a real good friend of mine. He's like a brother to me. Steve Gonzalez out of Tampa. He goes by DJ Speedy G.
Hmm.
I messaged him about doing the United States reunion, and they do them twice a year. And I messaged him, and I don't remember the full conversation, but I ended up doing the event with him. I think I came down for like a couple Wednesdays prior to the event to kind of like just to get to know everybody because I didn't know anybody in the Tampa scene.
Hmm.
I had only skated the event one time, and I just was like, that's really cool. I want to be a part of it. They usually bring in like 4 or 5 DJs for that event, and so we hooked up, and he's an amazing dude. We hit it off. We're like really close friends now, and I started doing their events. I did probably back to back for several years I did their reunion skates. Now they call them, I think one of them's called Summer Jam and the other one is called the Turkey Roll.
Okay.
And then I just kind of stopped doing those because obviously it's good to rotate the DJs out. You know, you don't want to get too saturated in one spot. So I come down there every once in a while. Anytime Brian Cherry, which is the owner of the rink, anytime he calls, I'm there. You know, he's a cool dude. So that was my first event, and then it just kind of branched out. I started doing. We did the Shut Up and Skate event at Astro Orlando. And then and that was pretty much it for a while. That was like the only events I was doing until TikTok hit and then COVID. And then when rinks opened back up, TikTok kind of led me, people like rink owners found me through TikTok because I was live streaming at the time. And then I started doing out of state events. That's when I started doing like the Hot Wheels of Skater's Choice of Georgia. Started doing their events, and then it just kind of snowballed. And then Mayhem helped me get into the USA. So yeah, it's been fun.
How did you guys link up? You and Mayhem. How far back do you guys go?
Just a couple years, but he's like an awesome dude. Like I love that dude a lot. He was already doing some events out of state. He was also doing Reflections, and we just kind of like crossed paths at Reflections and just hooked up, and we've been like best friends since. And then he you know, him and along with other people were mentioning me to help bring me up to the USA Shuffle, and then that's just kind of like where that led. But yeah, he's a cool dude.
What would you say was like the event, like when you got the call, you were like, yes, like this is like the
Like
thing.
like I've reached it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so
I have
far.
to. So far, I mean, I have to say the event at Sparkles, that was like a bucket list rink for me. I've seen videos on YouTube of the rink itself, and I'd already made it clear. I'm like, this is one of the rinks that's like a bucket list for me. And then
So
I got in.
USA event.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
USA
yeah.
Shuffle event. Yeah, yeah. So then I DJ'd. The first time I believe I DJ'd Friday night in Kennesaw. The second year I DJ'd the Saturday night. Or no, I take that back. I take that back. I'm sorry. I DJ'd the Sunday night. I believe that was my first year. And the second year I DJ'd maybe Friday night or Saturday night. It's been kind of back and forth, Friday and Saturday. And it's just been a blessing. Jeff Cooey, the owner, is amazing, amazing. The whole family is awesome, and yeah, looking forward to March.
Yeah, yeah. No. I'm definitely down. So in the end, but you're also gonna be coming up here too.
Yeah, I was trying to charge my iPad because I'm really bad with dates as far as remembering them. But we're doing, I'm doing uh, Fun Zone in Alabama, in Dothan, Alabama. We're doing the tri-state shuffle in Philly, and I think the third night is in New Jersey. I believe it's just right across.
Yeah.
And then we're doing, I believe it's in June. I feel bad because I don't have the date, so please forgive me. We're doing Ohio, which is my other bucket list. Doing the castle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's originally where I'm from. I'm from Ohio, so and my
Oh, okay.
parents, yeah, my parents when I was a baby, they skated at the castle every weekend.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so that's like that's the main reason. Like my family has no ties there. There's no, pictures or anything, but my mom was more into like the figure style skating.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad, he was into like the speed and back then the roller derby.
Okay.
And I don't know, I'm probably showing my age, or hopefully I'm showing somebody else's age on here, but when roller derby was like the oval track and it was more like, like what you see on the TV, the WWE wrestling and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Well, my dad tried out for it, and there was a
yeah.
there was a team that was called the Bombers, and that was like that's like the Dallas Cowboys back then of
Okay.
roller derby. And my dad, he was gonna go on tour with them because back then they actually traveled quite a bit. And my it was like 2 weeks before he was supposed to leave. My mom was like, "Hey, by the way, I'm pregnant,"
Oh,
and yeah, it was with my sister, and it was
okay.
before I was even born. Well, I wasn't even a thought, and so he didn't go. He didn't join the team or anything because he stayed home with my mom and did the whole family thing. But yeah, they used to skate castle every weekend, And so that's the big reason why that's such a bucket list, and it means
And
a lot that
you've never been there,
no, I've never. Well, I mean, when I was a baby,
right?
uh, yeah. I mean, they would take me. I mean, the only memory I have is my mom and my aunt trying to like pull me around on some brownies. But I was like maybe 5 or 6. It's a very vague memory, but that's it. I don't remember anything about the bill. I mean, when I walk in, it's going to be a very, very, surreal moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So like now with you, like when you come up north, right? Like for Philly, the Tri Rink that's coming up
yeah,
April
yeah.
April 11th, 12th, 13th.
There you go. There you go.
Everybody out there, yeah. Going
Thanks for
down
that
Skate
plug.
47, Skate 47 Friday night, Saturday night
Yeah.
main event, Philly Skateplex, and the Rink in Edgewater
There you go.
Sunday.
There you go.
So
That's what's up.
when you come up, when you head up this way though, like do you is that like are you thinking about the music? Are you thinking about like switching up or like
It's
adapting
it's
or
it's kind of tough because it's one of those things where it's like, do I
do they want you
um
like do they want the jams thing, right?
that's
Or
that's where I talk to, like, the promoters, Ray and all those guys, because I want to be able to say I'm bringing it. I'm bringing that Florida vibe.
right,
If I guess I kind of look at it like this, and I don't want to sound uh, like I have an ego or anything like that, but I look at it like this: you hired me, you know the style that I play, so that's what you're gonna get. Like, I just look at it like any other DJ, and this is to kind of keep respect to the other DJs as well. Is don't get hired to do an event and then let them tell you, hey, by the way, we don't want you to play none of your music. We want you to play this. Why did you hire me? You could have hired any other DJ
right.
that plays that style music. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. They know, they like the style that I play, obviously. Um, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, I'm going to try to play some stuff that, if nobody is skating,
Right.
you got, as a DJ for roller skating rinks, you got to watch your floor. You got to, if
Yeah.
nobody's shuffle skating, then you have to go, okay, well, this isn't working. So let me, try to get people moving again. And then I'll throw those other ones that maybe they weren't moving so much in there as a filler. You just got to work your crowd.
Does that fire you up like when you see like when you can literally see you have a direct impact on a night?
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
does that
When I play a song and people are just like throwing their hands up and they're getting into it. Oh, that's that feeling right there.
Mhm.
That's that high. That's that, oh, that's good.
So I don't know if you ever saw that DJ AM documentary, but they're interviewing one of his friends and he was saying like he's like one night I was just hanging out with him in the booth and he's like, "Hey, watch this. You want to see a fight?" And he's like just starts playing like this like crazy like Annie up like all this just crazy like East Coast this nutty hip hop and like
Right.
he literally like changed the whole vibe of this club and then like and a fight breaks out like three tracks later, you know what I mean, like
Jeez.
and he like but he like literally was like, what, you want to see a fight, like watch, but like and now that's obviously no one's trying to do that, but
Yeah.
like that in a that's like the extreme example and
Yeah.
wrong example of what a DJ
Right.
really is supposed to be doing. I
He,
mean,
he worked the crowd.
yeah, man. you know, I just like to me that there's no better feeling, especially like if I step into a situation where like and I'm not hating on anybody, but where maybe like I come on there's someone else opening, right? And then I can literally see like, oh man, like I gotta. When I first started DJing, that used to scare the crap out of me. I used to be like, dude, like what are you do? Like what are you doing to me? You know what I mean? Like But then it was like I almost looked forward to it because I love that feeling of taking people, to like that
Yeah, you got to take them on a
crescendo.
ride. You got to take
Yeah.
them on a ride. So
And what's that? So when you do USA, man, I mean, damn, dude, like
yeah.
so like how much of that how much are you paying attention to the fact of like for you like your set is there any thought to like, okay, like I've got to now these people want to go, like they want to go, that's what they
Oh
want,
yeah.
they came here for it, but
Yeah.
are you like consciously thinking like, but I gotta kind of balance
You
it
have to
like that.
balance it. It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough because you're like, for me, I'm in like this, I don't want to mess up,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, and it's just, I don't even know how to put it into words because I'm so blessed to be there. I don't want to mess up. I want to try, and it's so hard as a DJ, and I'm sure that a lot of the DJs that may watch this are going to be familiar with is you try to please everybody and you can't. And you even go into an event knowing you're not going to please everybody,
It's still
but I'm
awesome.
going to try.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to play everybody's favorite song, everybody's song. And then you look at it and you go, so I have to play 200 songs in a matter of an hour. So you're getting 15 seconds of every,
Yeah,
which,
man.
it doesn't, oh, I'm not saying that's how it works, um, but yeah, I try to please everybody. I try to play the request as long as the request fits in with what I'm already playing. And I don't mean it has to be completely, but if it's something that's like out of the blue, slow, I'll tell somebody, I'm like, hey, just, I'll play that when I slow down or something. Give me a couple minutes. Let me figure out. Maybe I'll have a remix because that's my favorite is if I have a remix of something, that way I kill two birds with one stone. I'll give you your song, but it's going to be something they can skate to also.
So Jams does take requests. Is that what you're saying?
I do.
Okay.
I
All
do.
right.
I have actually told people, and this is no lie. I've had people come up to me afterwards, going, "Oh man, that was the best shuffle skater. That was the best set." And a lot of it was or some of it was request, and I'll be like, "Yeah, yeah, I know."
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was it was songs that people came up, and I'm like, "Man, I haven't heard that one myself in a long time. Let me throw that one out there." You know, so
So, and and because that whole aspect of like literally trying to please every single person, right? Impossible. Not going to happen ever.
nope.
Um, so what, I mean, and in skating, and I think it's because, that type of thing happens no matter where you DJ, but in skating, we always see the same people all the time. Right. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
and it's such a tight knit community that the, there's so much opportunity for people to talk about
Oh no, they
music.
don't.
Right. So,
Stop.
like, yeah, how do you balance that? Because I mean, there is there do you think that there is even close to a more divisive topic than music and skating?
I think that's it. I don't think. I think it's tough. I don't even like getting on that subject because of the fact that, like, I see these. I don't know if this is going to answer it, but I just want to say it because I
Mm-hmm.
see it all the time. But I see these
Yeah.
posts on Facebook, and it's like, um, uh, what's the number one song that you don't want to hear at the rink? Or on the flip side of that, it's what's your favorite song that you gotta have the DJ play.
Yeah.
And I don't ever. You can go back. I don't ever chime in on either side because if I do, I'm putting myself as a target because especially for the one it says, what song do you not want to hear anymore? And a lot of them songs, if you read the comments from one side and then you read the comments from the side that says what song that you do want to hear and it's
Yep.
they're the same songs. And there's 1,000 songs out there. There's more than that, but there's a thousand
it's an
songs.
unwinnable situation for you, basically.
There is. There is. And but you get in this rabbit hole of the requests. Can you play, X song? And it's like, yeah, I played that last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but they want to hear it, but when you do, and that's the funny thing is you may get one or two that goes, oh, he's playing the same song, but then you got half that rink that is just riding out.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to go with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, the the fact is that even though and you try and please everyone, and that is the goal, But I mean, I learned how to like real quick, almost as like self preservation, that I just stopped caring about like this one person that was over here, like you know you know, and I was at a club or a bar or something like that. You play something we can dance to, you know, and all that kind of stuff, you know. But I'm looking at a floor at a bar,
full room,
of vibing out like the entire time, and it would be so frustrating because I'd be like, how like, you see what's happening here, right? Like,
yeah.
you know?
100%. My favorite is because I try to, for the most part, I don't always succeed, but I try to play the stuff that you like. If I'm going to play Stevie B,
Mm-hmm.
I don't always play Spring Love because that's the
Right.
most,
Right.
and nothing against that song. I love that song. But I'll try to play stuff like off the Terminator album, like Somebody or It Ain't Over or something like that. Or, Genie in a Bottle, something that,
Mm-hmm.
maybe they might not recognize. But it's funny because when I play that, I'll get somebody walking up and go, "Can you play some Stevie B?" And I'm like, this is Stevie B.
Yeah, they literally only know that one single.
They only know that one song. So that's the catch on it because you try it goes
Yeah.
back to you're trying to please everybody. So you're
Right.
playing the genre that they want to hear, but just because they're not familiar with that song. But then a lot of times, to be honest, they walk away and they go, "I didn't realize that." And then they start they oh yeah, can you play that one again? So
It's
it's a
yeah, it's amazing because people look. The default is people want to listen to music they know. Like
oh, 100 yeah,
that's just the
yeah.
default. That's radio figured that out years ago, right?
Yep.
So they play the same crap on rotation because people just want. They don't like the hardest thing for a DJ to do is introduce new music to people because they don't want to hear it, man. They just want to hear what they know.
Yeah.
That's and as DJs, like we were talking about earlier, we just because we're so immersed in music, we get excited about different types of stuff, and
Oh yeah.
it gets it's hard because you almost want to be like, yeah, but don't you get it? Like I have like there's all this amazing stuff,
Yeah.
and yeah.
I think some of it too is like people they're listening to their radio or whatever on the way to the rink and they're like, "Oh man, I want to skate to that song."
Yep.
Not realizing that song is not even it has no beat to skate to. It's a great
Right.
song. But it's not going to work.
Yeah. So let veer off here for a second. So because it looks like is DJing the only like is that your main full-time gig?
No, I always make the joke. I work for a really, really small company, probably none of you have ever heard of, called Walt Disney World. It's very, very small.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's a small company. I know.
I hope they make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, me too, for my sake. No, I work at Disney. I'm an attraction mechanic. I work in Epcot Center. If you ever go to Epcot and you see the fireworks show,
Yeah.
I work on it. So, yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. So like, yeah, it is a confession that like I'm one of those adults that absolutely loves Disney World, just like from the nostalgia
Yeah.
factor, man.
No, that's awesome.
I absolutely
I do
do.
too. I mean, I love. It's funny because I used to only like going to the Hollywood studios because I was like, I want to ride the Tower of Terror, I want to ride
Mhm.
Rock and Roller Coaster, but then as I got older, I'm like, I want to go to the countries, I want to have a few drinks, I want to people watch, I just want to take it easy. So now Epcot is like my favorite park. I'll walk the countries, I'll have a couple of margaritas and some food and sit back and just watch the fireworks at the end, and I'm happy. I'm good.
So how long you been doing that?
A long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 27 years.
I talked to like I know it's kind of funny actually. It dawned on me like a year ago how many people I know that have worked for Disney, and most of them have been there long term and are still there, like very
Oh yeah,
happy. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
People
I
that
love what I do. I love what I do. Um, I go in at 3:30 in the morning. So when I DJ at Astro and I leave at 11:30, I go home, I
wow,
sleep for like 2 hours, and then I go straight to work. Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So, and what I was going to ask though, when I said about kind of veering off the path, is that you beyond DJing and music, it seems like there's another passion, which is like your lowrider, your truck, and all that kind of stuff. So, how long have you been into that whole thing? Is that your project? Did you do all that yourself?
No, so I used to be in the whole car club scene back in the
Okay,
90s.
Mhm.
How much time you got? No,
Dude, let's go,
I'm just
man.
kidding. I'm just kidding. So, I was in the car club scene back in the day, back in the 90s. Kind of got out of that. I ventured into, don't tell nobody, but pro
Okay.
wrestling, like what you see on TV.
Yeah, dude. You don't have
I
to
did that.
explain it to me.
I did that. I did that for like two
You wrestled.
years.
You
I
wrestled.
did. In the independent circuit, I did. Yeah.
Okay, what promotions?
Uh,
Like
uh,
like Florida Championship Wrestling? Like is that wasn't even a
so
thing?
Florida Championship Wrestling, I don't know if it's, I don't know if they were based out of there, but we did some events. They were in Jacksonville,
Mm-hmm.
or at least there was a Florida Championship Wrestling in Jacksonville. We did some promotions with them. Our federation was called the ICW, Independent Championship Wrestling. They were based out of Ormond Beach, and I drove 3 to 4 days a week for 2 years, and did that for a little while. So if anybody's on my Instagram, you might find a video somewhere
Oh,
of me.
I'm gonna be
No, no, you're good. You're good.
dude. Okay, wait. So were you a heel? Were you a face? Like, what
Yeah,
was your
yeah.
shtick?
So I guess I can pretty much tell this story now because Disney allows it. But back then,
Okay.
I grew my hair out, and I wore like a hat at work. So I'd always like, my head was all shaved around the top, and my hair was real long, and I always hid it underneath my hat.
Okay.
But I had my hair down, like down to my shoulders. I had a septum piercing. Um, I didn't have my ears stretched at the time, but yeah, I was a heel. I went by the name Syn.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a great time. It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I got beat up a lot. Got, you know, tossed around. I was more of like the high flyer. I wasn't a big guy, so I was doing like backflip moonsaults off the top rope and, that kind of stuff.
Oh
So
shit!
you
Damn,
learn
dude.
something about jams every day.
Dude, I am gonna be internet hunting, bro, for Sin. Let me tell you.
No.
Add clips into this and no. Like, okay, so hold up. Like, okay,
Oh
so
boy.
you're doing this like 2 years, like on the indie circuit. But look, I mean, yeah, it's another like sad confession of mine. I was like a wrestling head for a long time, like ridiculous. But like anyone that kind of knows wrestling knows that like people kind of they go down from like the bigger shows down to the indies, back up, like
Oh
all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. So is there anyone that you wrestled like that people
No,
would
because I got out of
recognize?
it. I got out of it really soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I met wrestlers.
Yeah.
One of the girls that worked when I was working at Disney, and one of the girls that worked there was she was her. I think it was her uncle was Shane Douglas, which was in the
Yep.
ECW.
Yep.
So we would go to they when ECW was before they had been bought out, they would come to the Kissimmee St. Cloud area at this agriculture center, which was like a building maybe 50 by 50. I mean, this building was very, very tiny. But they would pack it and we would go in there and we would watch them. And, I was with her and her boyfriend and just me and another friend of mine. And Shane Douglas and Taz are in the crowd wrestling and they walk by me and I got my little Polaroid camera trying to take a picture and Taz is like shoving me out of the way. And, but
The
as far as
human
like,
suplex machine, Taz.
yeah, that's it. That's it. But no, as far as wrestling anybody, big name or anything like that, I got out of it too soon. Or not too soon. I just got out of it, and then life happened. I got rid of all my mini truck at the time that I had. Kind of just worked on life, kids, career, that kind of stuff, and then
Hmm.
fast forwarding, I had bought a big full size Silverado. I lifted it, put like big 26-inch wheels, lights everywhere. But then I couldn't drive it everywhere. I couldn't go to Disney in it. So if we were out, we couldn't go to Disney because it wouldn't fit through the turnstiles where you pay to park. Um, just had to be careful everywhere I went because I didn't want to curb the wheels. I spent way too much on the wheels.
Yeah.
So then I sold that, and I said, you know what? I don't want to get out of the truck scene. I want to get back into it. So I bought a mini truck, and then I sold it after I bought it. And I bought the one I have now, which is from the same guy I bought my first mini truck from. So, and it was already done. I've done a couple little things to it, but it was already bought or done when I bought it.
Okay. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's cool though.
So I just been going to car shows, and
That
that's
thing's
pretty much it.
sick. Looks, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a beautiful
Yeah,
truck,
it's
man.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's
I
got,
walk by it and I'm like, I just can't believe it's mine, and
yeah.
it's just an amazing truck. Yeah.
Is it like a daily driver for you or no?
No, I don't drive that at all.
You
Like
don't drive it at all.
we went
I wouldn't think
cruising.
so, but
Yeah, we went cruising. I think a couple weeks ago, a couple friends of mine, and I'm just like, oh my Lord, if I
paranoid.
even, yeah, it's it's funny because the guy that I bought it from, real good friend, I became real good friends with him. And I told him, I said, yeah, I said, I'm going to be driving this everywhere. And he's just like, oh man, you don't want to do that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to take it to breakfast. I'm going to take it to lunch, out to dinner.
And
So yeah.
he's mourning the truck as
Oh
he's
yeah. He's just shaking his head. He's like, oh,
it's so
so
funny. Like the only car that I really liked or like the car that I loved having was I was back when I first got out of college. I was stupid and I went and bought this 350Z that I completely
okay.
like. It just, it was an '04, and it's so funny because I modded the hell out of it, but then I put like 20-inch Koenigs on it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to like
Okay.
weight it down. But I had it slammed and like a custom paint job. And the thing is that when I really started thinking about selling it, I would not even list it within like the state, because I knew that I would not be able to see someone else driving it.
Yeah.
It would kill me, dude. Like
Oh
I wouldn't
yeah.
be able to do it. So, because
It's like
it
they're
just,
driving by your house going, look what you used to have.
yeah, man. Because it made me think of it when you were talking about that dude. You telling that dude about how you go, oh, I'm going to take it to breakfast, or take it everywhere. And I just remember thinking I would never want to see my car like around town.
Yeah.
And then I lost it in a flood. I watched it.
Oh,
I watched it
what?
drown.
Oh, that sucks.
It
That
was
sucks.
horrible, dude. It was horrible. And
Yeah,
I
that sucks.
and it's funny too, because people were like, "Well, you were looking to get rid of it, dude." Anyway, and I'm like, "Yeah, but bro, that's like saying I like want to sell my
Yeah,
house
not
and I'm
like
cool with
that.
watching it burn down." You know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man. So okay, man. Like, so with the DJ thing, how many nights a week are you DJing?
Um, so I DJ every other Wednesday at Astro.
Okay.
Then I do once a month at Cimarron because they're rotating their DJs, and then once a month at Skate Reflections because they rotate their DJs. And I think that's pretty much it for the local area. And then
Mm-hmm.
on top of that, I do the events that are out of state.
Yeah. So like now, is there like a rink or an event, like a thing that like you just really want to do that hasn't happened yet, or is it any kind of like bucket list kind of thing? Or
I would say I would love to do the Texas event.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff is such a cool dude. I got to hang out with him the last USA Shuffle Skate, and he's such an awesome dude. So yeah, I would love to do the Texas event, and then honestly, it's just anything. I just like to play the music. I mean, it's obviously I'd be lying if I didn't say it'd be great to go to like California, but that's a whole nother style. So, but hey, you never know if there's any California rinks that
Cali.
are watching. Cali, we're going back to Cali.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So
Uh, what what's like the furthest west you've actually DJ'd for a rink?
I've been straight up. It's been all straight up.
Yeah.
So Alabama, I mean, if it's really not too far west, but like Panama, Panama was really good. I enjoyed Skater's Choice of Panama and Pensacola. Those rinks, awesome people. Did some events out there, and then Fort Skate. I did an event, which is over in the Panama area as well. Awesome dude that owns the rink. Um, yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if Alabama would be further west than the Panama area. I don't know where Dothan is, but that's I think the furthest west. So yeah, so yeah, Texas would be if that's like that would be the furthest that I've ever traveled.
That's great.
I'm doing North Carolina. I'm doing Angie's event,
Oh, okay.
the
The heart.
Heart to
Yeah.
Shuffle.
Yeah, man.
Yep, doing that one. So that one's going to be a good event. That's fun. And then I think they're trying to. I think we're in talks. I'm not sure the dates or anything. I don't even want to give out really too much information. But I think they're going to try to do the event in Jacksonville again. I was talking to Brad and trying to get some stuff squared away. So that's a fun event too.
Hmm. What would you say is the biggest difference? Like, so having DJ'd clubs, having, mobile gigs and all that kind of private venue, private gigs. What do you think the biggest difference is? Like, you kind of take all those things, put them in one bucket, but like doing that versus the rink, like what do you think is like the biggest difference, and why do you prefer rinks more than anything else?
I like them. It's tough. I like the music that I get to play at the rinks
Okay.
versus in the clubs. The clubs is, you know, I asked a friend of mine a long time ago, and I said, "How much music do you go through?" And when you're in a club, and now he at the time he was in like one of the big clubs in Orlando, and he says, "I go through hundreds and hundreds of songs in a night. I play 30 to maybe a minute of one song. That's all you get."
Just quick hitters, just bang,
It's
bang, bang.
quick hitters back to back. And I'm like, so I tried it like in my office, I tried it and I was like, that is crazy. That is some talent that I can do it. It's so tough to sit there and know your cue, like where to come in with that song because you're only playing the meat of the song.
Yeah.
You're in and out, in and out, in and out.
It's like an
And
Adderall mixtape. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the
yeah,
short attention span mixtape.
my hat's off to them that can do it. But at the same time, like I don't want to play the whole song, and that's a whole nother topic about whether or not skate DJs should play the whole song or not. I don't know. I like them. I like the vibe. I don't. It's not that I don't like the clubs. If the club is playing the breaks or a freestyle club, sure, I'll play it. I can get down. But when I get to do open format and I'm playing every genre, then it's I don't know. I don't want to say it's just a paycheck at that time, but you kind of get into that thought because you're like, all right, so I don't really like this song, but it was a request and I definitely want to play it because we're in a bar or we're in a club and it's, you know, um,
Right.
but there's some like I've had no bad experiences in the clubs and the bars that I've done. It's just all been fun, but I just like the skating rinks. I just do.
So okay, and I know you're trying to be diplomatic, okay, but so what if there is if there's one, like if Jams has got like one pet peeve when it comes to DJ in the rink, just a thing that like really is there. I mean, look, maybe you're the happiest dude on the planet and nothing bothers you, or no, but I mean, is it like or a challenge or a thing that like is whatever, but yeah, like as for you being that guy, that DJ, like what's like the most challenging aspect for it of it for you, or what do you think? What what? No, the hell, what pisses you off? What is
What
it?
pisses what pisses
Yeah,
Jams off?
yeah, man.
Don't request a song and then when I play it, you get off the floor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, because I watch. Um, no,
That's
I
funny.
don't know. That's tough because in a
Yeah.
way, there's like so many little minute things that can kind of like just aggravate me,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing that like really pisses me off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but then there's things like I don't know, um, I guess one of them would be like when people, and I'm gonna say this, and then people are gonna start doing it even more. You watch when they when they roll by and they yell at you, like and I don't mean in a bad way.
Right,
They just
right,
yell at you. Like
right,
they could be saying you're doing great, but they yell it, and I'm like, I have no idea what they just said.
right. Now, yeah,
I either have headphones on or I have a monitor next to me because I always DJ with a monitor
yep.
or a separate speaker right here and I like it loud. So I don't hear nothing. So when
Mm-hmm.
they skate by, it's almost like the Charlie Brown teacher when she would call, it's but at a high volume. I have
Yeah.
no idea what you just said, but I'm just gonna give you a thumbs up and we're just gonna keep rolling.
if there was one thing that you would want, say there's one wish that like you could magically make every skater understand, just one thing, right? About your world and what you're trying to do, what would it be?
That I'm trying to please everyone.
Yeah.
The way that I've always looked at it is that everybody that comes through that door, now I don't know personally who is an employee that's gotten in for free, who the rink managers might have let in for free. So I don't know any of that. So I look at it like everybody who comes through that door is a paid customer.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to play to everybody that I can. Obviously, if we're deeming that night as a shuffle night, I'm not gonna start playing hip hop in the middle of my set. I might play it in the space that is where it fits.
Right.
But for the most part, I'm trying to please everybody, and I guess I kind of look at it from the. I don't know if this is the way to answer it, but I look at it from the business side of things as well. And
Yeah.
I go, okay, so if I've been playing shuffle music for the last hour, when I go into the backward skate, this is how I run my sets, kinda. And I'm not trying to like tell anybody how to run their sets.
Mm-hmm.
But when I come off of the backward skate, a lot of times I'll keep it at that tempo because my next activity, my next function that we're gonna do is an actual shuffle skate. So I don't want to ramp it back up and play shuffle music for the next half an hour or so, and then tell everybody we're going into a shuffle skate and play that same style music. I just wore everybody out. They don't want to shuffle.
Mm.
So I always keep it at a moderate. That's when I'll play my funk. I'll play my backwards beat songs for a little while. And it also, I make the joke when I'm at the rinks, I'm like, hey, go grab a slice of pizza and a drink. The pizza's the best pizza. I bring all my dates here. I joke about it, but if you'll look 5 minutes later over at the snack bar, there's somebody buying a slice of pizza. There's somebody buying a drink. And I understand the business side of it that a lot of adult nights don't make money or as much money off the snack bar.
Right.
So if I can get business if I can help the business side and get people buying, food or drinks, I feel like I've done my job.
Mm.
But it also gives the people that just skated for an hour at 128 beats per minute, I give them a break to cool off because my next run is going to be a shuffle skate. And sometimes from there on out is all shuffle music.
We're just going, yeah.
We're
And
just going to go.
and you're gonna bring them back up slowly, though, like kind of
Oh, yeah.
gradually back up into that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So here's the thing too, because it's so funny. I never saw it quite like I did when I went to USA, which was, I don't know if you've heard me talk about this, or if you even listened, but it doesn't matter. But but like it was so funny the first time I went, and like because people were, I mean, they were going right.
Oh, they move.
And but I remember the first time somebody like went down, like fell kind of
Mhm.
significant, like like we're significant.
Yeah,
Lights go up, everyone stops. They got to like kind of take care of somebody.
absolutely.
And I remember thinking, like, because there was the gradual build, but now we were moving. It was the first night. It was at Kennesaw when the first time I ever saw this happen at USA. And so, like, we had built up, and people were moving. Somebody goes down. Now, like I said, this is my first time there in that type of environment, and it's like no other skating environment anywhere, especially because it's so tight. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
those
Yes.
rinks are not that like big for what we do there. You know what I mean? Which makes it more exciting and the whole nine. But I remember like someone goes down, it's kind of significant. Like I think they hit their head and they had to really take them off the floor. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, like, so like we were really going, and somebody went down. Everyone's kind of like, okay. And I remember thinking like, we'll get back up there, but I'm sure that it's probably just going to have to be this gradual kind of thing again. It was like, nope. Lights. That person was off the floor, dude. Lights down. Boom. Like right back at it. Right.
That might have been me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, but it's nothing. What's interesting about it was, even though I didn't anticipate it, it made perfect sense. Everybody understood. Like they know what they're here for. They know what this is, right? And you're absolutely doing the right thing. But what this really leads to though is how aware do you have to be in that booth of when somebody goes down? Like, are you always watching for that, like to kill music?
Trying to. It's
got to be so hard.
It is for at least myself when I go to those events because I want to be able to hang out.
Right.
So I get people that want to hang out like by the DJ booth and those kind of things. And so it kind of makes it a little tough because you're trying to watch the floor, you're trying to watch the music, you're trying to watch people wanting to say hi to you and things like that. And so yeah, I mean it's tough, but as far as like picking back up, it's like I look at it like, obviously their safety and their well-being is the utmost most important, thing of all. And then when they are off the floor and, we've been given the clear, I feel like I owe it to the skaters to not go back to that slower tempo because they still want to shuffle.
Yeah.
They still want to that might have been their favorite song, and if I take and just cut that song completely out, or unless I've played it a little bit later on or something, but no, it's I know it sounds bad, but you just got to keep going.
Yeah, no, and I really don't want it to come across like I'm saying that you're being insensitive in any way. Like you're
No, and I don't want it to sound like that either, but it's
yeah, and the thing is those people that go down and like they get it too. Like they know. Like everyone's people know what they're there for, right?
Yeah.
And when it's when they don't that, because I've had to I was just talking about this. I've literally had to be that guy. Like after I went to that event and, and I was talking to some people like back here, and there's a couple people that were like, oh yeah, there's two people. They were like, oh, we're going to the next one with you. And like, and for me, I'm like, you're not ready for that, dude. You know what I mean? Like, and that comes across like I'm being a jerk or whatever, but like it's legitimately that, like, you're not ready
100%.
for that, and I'd rather step on your feelings than your grave kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So do you ever like have that feeling though, when you're up in the DJ booth and you're watching like a particular person get on the floor and you're just like, is anyone noticing like what I'm like? Does this?
Oh yeah. I'm like, and I don't want to like call the floor guard out, but I'm like, do you not see what I'm seeing?
Right.
Because they should not be on the floor right now.
So there's nobody though that like so when you're at Sparkles, like there's not someone that's kind of like that like is keeping an eye out for people to go down to be able to tell you that's just all you, or are you just relying on the skaters to make it known, basically?
So I mean, I have to give credit to the skaters because as soon as somebody goes down, it's almost like it's crazy because it's almost like when they walk through that building, everything gets put aside and they're family. And if somebody goes down, everybody is like either, yelling or, getting onto the, but I also have like, a lot of times Mayhem is there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Silver is there. So there's always somebody near the DJ booth that'll say, hey, if I happen to be looking down at my monitor or my, my controller or whatever, they'll be like, hey, somebody fell or something. And we're usually on it as, pretty quick, but my hat's off to the skaters. They really do take care of themselves, or one another, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. No doubt. So you're coming up to Philly. What night are you doing? I should know this, but I don't.
I am doing Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday. So the rink
yes.
and okay. So you're DJing. Yeah. Have you ever DJed with Tito before?
I have not. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't met any of them. So like this is all. I'm like super stoked, super excited. Like this is just going to be one of those. I'm walking in not knowing anybody, but you know what? I mean, it's just going to be fun. We're going to have a great time. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Andy Rivera, like AJ Funk, Tito, Sean,
yeah,
all solid dudes. Like, yeah, you'll get right in there, man. Like they're all really, really cool dudes, and I'm really excited though to like. I'm glad to hear you say that like DJ JAMZ is coming to feel, you know what I mean? Like in the sense of
Yeah.
like, look, I'm not coming up there to try and like, I don't know, do like whatever that thing. Like, I'm glad to hear you say that, like that you're bringing what you do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, yeah, and I don't know if I said it correctly or not. I don't want to say it. I don't know how to not say it the right way, but I mean, obviously they hired me to. They've listened to the style that I play. They've either
Mm-hmm.
seen me in person or they've heard me, through so and so talking. So they know kind of like what they're in for.
Yeah.
And but I mean, I just want to have a good time. At the end of the day, I want to make sure everybody's rolling, having a good time, and yeah, I'm just super excited. I'm very blessed to be able to do this.
You absolutely said it the right way. People are stoked for jams, the same way we were stoked for mayhem to come up. You know what I mean? Like, it's the best of both worlds, man. I mean, like, like Tito, is an absolute like New York legend as far as DJs go. I mean, but the idea that I get to go somewhere, like I get to go to these rinks and I get to like roll to a Tito set and I get to roll to a jam set. I mean, that's like heaven, dude. That's like the best. That's the best
Oh,
possible
I
scenario.
appreciate it. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just, you know, I don't ever let it get to my head because I'm just this guy that works at Disney that likes to play music and it's just been an amazing ride.
Mm. But you're not though. You're so special.
I'll let you say that.
Yeah,
I'll let
man.
you say that.
Of course, man. Well, man. Okay, so you got USA coming. So March, are you doing are you doing it like all the nights there, like or
So
what?
so Mayhem and I are going to do like the emceeing and just the trying to like meet the people and kind of mingle and just kind of network and just talk with everyone on Friday night and hype, just get people excited. Silver is going to be taking the reins and he's going to be, taking the DJ spot for Friday night. He does an amazing job. So I'm really happy and glad that he's doing Friday night. And then Mayhem and myself, we are going to do Saturday night. We're going to do some where we'll do like parts of our sets will be us, and then we're going to kind of do a back to back. It might be one song for one song. We don't ever totally plan anything. Some of the best sets that I've ever done has just been right off the hip. It's just been, whatever just flows. And we've done some stuff together, and I like working with him. Amazing dude. So we're gonna do a back-to-back set on Saturday, and then Sunday is the grand finale, and you get Silver, Mayhem, and Jams all in one night. It's gonna be it'll either be a back-to-back or it'll be just half-hour sets between all of us. It's just gonna be a lot of fun on Sunday.
Yeah, so the Sunday thing. So like it's interesting because I the USA events I'd been to, like was never able to make the Sunday. I'm going to do it this time, but like, like a lot of 3-day events, the Sunday people start traveling, they're headed out.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
So they lighten up. It's not anything. It's just people. It's just what happens at everything. Do you guys do anything different on Sundays? Is it like a little, people are like, a lot of people are beat too, so
Yeah.
does the pace slow down at all or no?
It's one of those. It will a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but we also want to still play to what our styles are.
Right.
But the good thing about having all three of us there is we all have such a broad or just a large library of music.
Mm.
So we're going to be able to, because like when we're just doing the sets ourselves, we try to play the bangers, right? We want to make sure everybody hears those Don't Stop the Rock, Planet Rock, but also at the same time play some of the new school stuff too, where when we're all three there, we kind of go, okay, you know what, especially it being on Sunday, we've already played a lot of those songs on Saturday. We can still might play part of those on Sunday, but we can kind of play, we can relax. It's the downtime or the wind down, but we're gonna still hit them with some bangers, but
Yeah.
it's gonna I can't even stress it. It's gonna be such a good event.
Well, because the cool thing that seems like about Sunday, right? With the thing that like I was so like I was bent when I didn't stay. I couldn't stay because I'm watching the video as soon as I get home from Sunday, and now the floor is just not as packed, right? So it allowed for like you know, people to like really get
Yeah.
out there and like do their thing. Like Brandon
Yeah.
Nick's out there just going off, right?
Oh,
Where
100%.
where he couldn't really get like that loose. You know what I mean? On a Saturday
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There.
No doubt. No
So
doubt. Yeah.
like that, I'm so looking
It's
forward to
not
that.
as busy. A lot of people do tend to go home on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, the ones that stayed and hung out, they
Yeah.
all of them were like, this was the best. This was the, you know, and it's like, that's what we want to hear. That's why we're still doing it.
Literally telling you, I could tell. I was so pissed off watching videos from Sunday. Like, I am not there right now. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this sucks. Cause I loved that whole, like the Friday night, Saturday night tight racetrack kind of thing. But then there was like kind of like the best of both worlds where now like Sunday, like this floor kind of opens up, you know, for people to
Yeah.
just kind of get loose, do their own things, you know, and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So let me ask you one more question before I get you, before we, you know, wrap this up. But is there a DJ that you have not played with yet that you really, really want to play with? See, that's how big you are, Jams.
No, no. You know, it's funny because I've got to play with quite a few DJs that
That's cool.
were either in the roller skating or in the club scene.
Mm-hmm.
I DJ'd alongside of DJ Magic Mike. They brought him into Astro Skate Orlando. I did that one time. I've DJ'd with Jimmy Jocelyn, which is a legendary roller skate DJ. Now does the big clubs and stuff, and he's like best friends with Magic Mike. I've DJ'd alongside with him in Tampa and in Orlando.
You guys
Shoot.
got Mark V down there too, DJ Mark V in full.
Yeah. Oh, Mark V. Yeah, that would be one I would like to DJ.
He's the
He's
reason I
good.
couldn't. He's the reason I couldn't use DJ Mark V as a.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
dude, I'm not gonna bite on that.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's dope.
I seen him live at EDC one year. He was there and really cool dude.
You got Craze down there.
Yeah. So I DJ'd alongside, or I don't know if I DJ'd alongside of him or not. DJ Chris Craze. I'm good friends with him. He's an amazing dude. Helped me out when I had my hard drive stolen, and he helped me out. I'm trying to think. I don't know, man. It's just
that's cool though. It's all good.
I'm just happy with the people that I have been around,
man.
And just kind of going forward and looking for what's next.
Yeah, man. Well, we're stoked to have you in Philly. I can't wait for it, man.
Yeah.
47. I love that rink. You know, Philly is huge. Man. So are you doing any of the? This is my last one. Any of the reflections of like the Memorial Day or Labor Day? Are you doing either?
So we're doing Memorial. We're
Okay.
doing the Memorial Day. Mayhem, myself, and Chip Rock. He is coming up from the Miami area, so we're going to be doing the Memorial Day, and then, like I said, we do once a month on a Tuesday is when I'm there. But they do their Tuesdays at Skate Reflections is their adult nights. So Mayhem rotates, I rotate. They have a house DJ, Alex, that rotates in. Jimmy Jocelyn does a rotation there as well. And then we rotate on. What's that?
No. Keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
I was just gonna say then at Cimarron, it's Mayhem, myself, Vitamin E, which is another amazing Florida DJ. They have a house DJ as well that they're just starting to help rotate on the Sunday nights.
So this Memorial Day is like kind of like the same lineup as the last one.
I think so. Last year, I believe Jimmy was on the Memorial Day, or was that might have been Labor Day? No, it was Memorial. It was Memorial Day. Yeah, he was part of that one. I think he's got other. I'm not sure if he has other things going on. I know they're bringing Chip up to do it with us. So
that I had so much fun at Memorial.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. That's
God.
Yeah. That's
That's
one of my favorites. The Chris and Carrie, the owners, they're amazing. I go up and hang out with Chris on Mondays, and you'll see, like, I post videos sometimes of me being in the rink because I'll just go up there and hang out with him, and I'll go in the DJ booth and start playing some music or something. And I got the whole rink to myself, and I have people messaging me, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I'm like, "They're not open. This is DJ privilege."
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And I'll tell you, like, because I mean, I absolutely had a blast in Texas. Jeff Groban is literally like one of the
Oh,
best
he's
rink
awesome.
owners I've ever had the experience of getting to know. But I tell you what, man, when I went down to Reflections, like I got that same vibe from everybody that worked there, from
Oh
you
yeah.
know,
Oh
Carrie,
yeah.
Chris. Like,
100%.
I mean, like it was it, and not to mention it, like that the whole vibe, like the whole positive vibe, and just the good energy, along with, you know, you guys killing it, you know, in the booth. But even that, like, I swear it like fueled me probably beyond what I should have been way more tired. I should have like been off the floor way more. But that whole vibe, man, down there between
Yeah.
just everything, just literally like it, it it was just energizing, dude. It really
Oh yeah.
was, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't say enough
It's
about it.
we make a joke, we call it bass reflections, because
Yes.
it's one of the loudest, if not the loudest, you know. And when I say loud, it's not even like ear piercing. It's just clear,
No.
clean, loud, and it's just it's fun. I like to get the blood going. If I'm gonna go skating, I want to be moving, and you know, the music is what does it. And when it's, you know, when it's a little bit loud, it's okay, you know.
And it's big enough though that we can like kind of have that same, like, you know, like that same racetrack vibe like at
Oh
USA,
yeah.
but it's big enough that, like, you know, it allows for everything to happen at the same time, you know.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
absolutely love that rink. I love it. So anyway, well, man, this was good, man.
I
Was there
hope
anything?
so.
No, it was, man. Was there anything that you wanted to throw out there? Anything else you wanted to plug? Anything you wanted to, just whatever, man.
I wish I had the dates. Mark's probably got the dates, but if you know, just if you see us at the rink, man, say hi to us. We're people just like you, and I appreciate everyone for coming up and saying hi. All the hugs, the handshakes, the you know, everything. I'm grateful for being able to do what we do, and you know, I know it sounds kind of mushy, but we couldn't, us DJs couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for you. You know, I couldn't travel, I couldn't go to Philly, I couldn't go to Ohio if it wasn't for all the skaters. So thank you. And like I said, if you see us, if myself, Mayhem, any of us, come and say hi to us. um, we enjoy it, we love it, and we'll see you at the rink.
Yeah, man. I can say, just even as someone that, like, just, you know, has only been around again skating for a couple years. I've never had even close to a negative experience dealing with it with you or Mayhem or anything. You guys are always completely cordial and welcoming, and you know, and not to mention you kill it in the booth, dude. You
I
just, you
try.
do.
I
You really
try.
do, man. I'm always like stuck on the floor anytime that I'm skating where you're at, man. That's
Oh, I
never a
appreciate
question.
it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for doing this, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. Like,
No.
this means a lot, man. This is people are looking forward to it too.
Oh, I don't-
They really are.
I hope.
I'm telling you, man. It's no, for
Yeah.
real, man. But I appreciate it, man. Like that, like I appreciate you taking your time out. I know you're busy. I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
No, I
Thank you very
appreciate you,
much,
man.
man.
Thank you for the platform and thank you for all the words.
All right, man. Well, that's it, people. I guess, yeah, we're gonna call it a good, man. Thanks again, man.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right.